2018 press conference. It's the last time I have to do that long string of things for another year. I am Darby Hallman.
I am Jeff Mayo. Darby, we'll have more stuff like this between now and then. You know it.
Yeah, but maybe they won't have quite as long of a name. I mean, it's pretty hard. Nerds at large discussion for it. It's a lot. It's a lot. But I've been pretty.
Just wait to Paris Games Week.
Sony's 2018 Paris Games Week. Yeah. You're right. You're totally right.
Welcome to Nintendo's September
Yeah.
Fall Direct thing.
Just everything's hard. Everything's very hard.
First world problems.
We just saw, well, not just, but we saw the Nintendo press conference today.
Done multiple times.
So saw it multiple times, and some of us had to see a Fire Emblem trailer again before we could talk about it. And as two people who are so into Smash, it's like two of our favorite it's one of our favorite series of all time. We wanted to have a Smash based podcast that didn't come out because of time restraints. I think this was a good E3. This was a good direct for us.
Yeah.
Because it was the vast majority of it was Smash.
Yep, it was 25 out of 45 minutes.
Yeah, which is really crazy when you think about it. Like when we went to it, Jeff had already seen it. I was watching it a good bit later, but I had not been spoiled on it. And when it went to the Smash talk, I said, "Oh, this is early." 'Cause I was thinking, like, why are they showing Smash in the middle of the conference?
I was thinking, if only he knew.
Well, I knew it was never gonna stop, and it was going to be basically the best case scenario that the Smash could have
Well,
been.
we'll save that for later because
Okay.
we can just go.
In case there's anyone who didn't know about that. Yeah, we'll go.
No, I'm just saying, start discussing it.
Yeah. We'll go one by one on it, but overall, broadly, what do you think about this conference for Nintendo?
I think it's pretty good. Obviously, they could have more for this year, but I think they generally did what they said they were going to do and focus on 2018 games. There are obviously two games, one considered major, that's 2019.
Yeah.
But they announced another first-party game for later this year, and later this year they have a main first-party title.
Yeah.
About each month, so.
Yeah, and kind of it's easy to undersell. I mean, Mario Party is a pretty big title for them. So to have another big Mario thing like that to come out this fall, and I saw people predicting if there was going to be some Mario type game to fill where Odyssey was last year, and it's alright. It was Mario.
Yeah,
Party.
Mario Party was one of those ones I was like, this makes perfect sense to be announced here.
Yeah,
but I wasn't sure.
Yeah. I did for some reason I didn't think about that much, but it's not surprising at all to see that. I think overall I was telling me and Jeff were discussing this before, and I want to discuss this more, especially later on in the conference. But I think this conference for me was perfect because I wanted Smash. That's mostly what I want, and this took such a deep nerdy dive into Smash. This way deeper than you would ever think someone would go in an E3 press conference, but I was here for it.
Yeah.
The weird thing is, I feel like as good as this conference was for me and it was for people who are into Smash, I don't feel like this was the best direction for Nintendo as a company because I just feel like if you didn't care about Smash, you're leaving this E3 saying Nintendo basically brought me nothing that I was interested in. And not that that's necessarily that big of a problem for Nintendo because they come out and announce things way more often than Sony and Microsoft. Because if you just look at E3 as one of many directs, then this was just basically a Smash Bros. Direct with some other stuff on top of it.
That's just the difference for me and most people. That's the generally way I look at this. But maybe with an extra bigger announcement or two thrown in.
Yeah, and maybe it's just the way things are changing. We're used to looking at E3 as the roadmap for an extended period of time in the future, when that's not necessarily how Nintendo's been operating.
No, and this is another thing as well. Yeah, Nintendo tries to keep things close as far as announcing things, and they're releasing it. There's a couple situations where it's
starting to change a little bit. I feel like since the Switch, and maybe it's just because still the Switch is somewhat early, they're still selling a lot of things and getting into the Switch's lifestyle cycle. I feel like in the last basically since last E3, I feel like they've, between like Metroid Prime and Pokemon and now Fire Emblem, like they're telling you about the game to it coming out is getting longer in some ways, but I don't think that's what they're trying to do for most of their titles.
I don't completely agree with that as far as the way you made it sound like since the Switch started, they've been worse with that. I think they've been better at that. Those are just, for the most part, again, those are the exceptions to the rule. Metroid Prime 4 is kind of like Bill Trinen actually said something, hoping I'm getting the words right, when asked today, where was Metroid Prime 4? That's someone people were expecting. I don't know why personally, but saying the reason it was announced last year is that it was a new console. We wanted to show people we had some of the games coming up, some of the big games.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's why they threw that, and you assume Pokemon out. Pokemon partly because of the backlash for Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and you would assume that's also why they announced next year's game technically.
Yeah.
To avoid backlash for that, and that's more up to the Pokemon company than Nintendo anyway.
Yeah.
And they said for Metroid Prime 4, why the reason wasn't talked about here is because they don't want to show games unless they're ready to be shown and ready to hopefully come out soon.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I think that those games were announced that way because the Switch needed to be sold. Like, you needed to have things labeled on the Switch as like, oh, I'm buying the Switch for the games that are coming out now, and because it has this feature ahead of it with this. And I agree with that. Yeah. That's what kind of what I'm saying. That's. Okay. I mean, obviously, I didn't pay attention to Nintendo that much in the Wii U era, so maybe it was a lot worse back then, and this is better. I don't know, but.
Well, Breath of the Wild.
I mean, yeah,
is one thing, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and there are a couple others.
Okay, yeah, that is true. Yeah. That is true. But I think that a lot of people who are not that into Smash are going to say a lot of negative things about this because E3 is still looked at as like the be all end all of your marketing and everything.
Yep, you need to announce everything you are even working on.
Yeah,
it seems like
cough Bethesda. And I don't think
Sony.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily true anymore. I think E3 is becoming in some ways less relevant, and Nintendo's kind of showing that. Nintendo's one of the ones that shows that the most, just with their direct model. But that being said, I do feel like there could have, as much as I don't want it, and I am fine with it, I want to reiterate, this was perfect to me. There was nothing wrong. But I think it could have used some other things to surround out Smash Bros. To make people who are tuning in for Nintendo's E3 press conference that they still see as a big deal and they don't care about Smash Bros. To let them leave with a little more than they did. Mm-hmm. But overall, I'm pumped. I'm here for it. Yeah. And because they showed another game that is probably one of my most anticipated games right now.
Yes.
So let's just get into them.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to make a quick...
I'm giving Jeff 1 second.
Sorry. Okay, first thing, quick cut to Daemon Cross Machina, which is
the
mech game.
I forgot about that.
That was the way they started. It's like, okay, this is the way we're starting.
It looked cool. A lot of,
very metal.
I love that art style with the cell shaded type stuff. I told Jeff it looked like Gravity Rush with mechs.
Yep.
Which, I mean, I guess not many people played Gravity Rush, so I'm one of the few people who would say that. But
yep.
This looked very, very interesting to me. Was this a Switch exclusive?
From what I've seen, it is.
Okay.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
That's just another Switch exclusive, and it's coming out 2019. And I didn't get the first name. I think the director or the producer's name, let's see, Sukato, and he's known for Armored Core, working on the Armored Core series. And the character designer is Yusuke Kozaki, which has done character designs for the last couple Fire Emblem games. And then there are more, cool. And there are a couple more big names on that.
I mean, who else would you want for your mech game than Armored Core developers?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure that'll make Armored Core fans happy. There's been a lot of people who've been wanting a new Armored Core for a long time. I'm very interested in this. I want to see more. Like, I hope if it is a Nintendo exclusive, I hope there's future directs that we see this.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I guess I don't know 100%, but everything I saw, it only said Switch when I was looking up a past thing. But the other ones may not have been technically announced yet.
I would think it would be just like, I feel like a lot of times when Nintendo is showing these third parties, a lot of times it is the ones that are more exclusive to it. Yeah. And the fact that, correct me if I'm wrong, it was one of the very few third parties and like other games to be in this direct. Like, this direct was pretty like there wasn't too much else besides Smash, like we already said. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was.
Yeah. Well, there was more when you think about it. One of the biggest things is that montage that went on a good bit.
Yeah.
You get the less necessary announcements out of the way just to put them out there.
That's how Microsoft got to 50.
Yep. The next thing they showed Xenoblade DLC, Torna, the Golden Country.
Did this look interesting to you?
Oh yeah. It's when they announced there would be story DLC, especially as they got further in the game, I was thinking, okay, what could they do with the story DLC? Are they just gonna continue Rex's story or do something in there, like as a little side thing? What are they gonna do? But this is a prequel to Xenoblade. It's gonna be like I think it's 500 years in the past.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and a couple cool things that I guess were shown is when the battle system was going on, it looks to have some different mechanics than the regular game because part of the HUD was different, and also people were directly controlling the blade and the driver. I know that's most to you, but normally
I'm listening.
Yeah. The blade, the weapons, the one that comes from the swords, normally you don't control those, but in this it showed them being controlled.
Okay.
So that's cool.
So it's different, yeah.
Yeah.
Not just mapping the same.
Yep,
Yeah.
and one for one. And also what's interesting is, and also gets me excited, is after the Direct, they announced a standalone physical version that is $40.
Okay.
So that
how much is it if you have not standalone?
I think it's just $30 for the season pass or something.
Okay.
I'm not completely sure on that. I didn't look on that. Now, part of the reason that gets me excited is
it's pretty expensive.
No, that's what I'm thinking. Is like, okay, so this is a pretty hefty DLC thing.
It almost sounds like just a smaller game. I mean,
yeah.
But also remember this is Nintendo and they overpriced almost everything. I mean, almost every Nintendo thing has always had at least $10 more than it would in other places usually.
Yeah. So this seems to be very substantial. So that's cool. There's probably more that's been announced today. We'll probably see a little more in the treehouse to get more news. So,
are you happy that it's a different story with different characters?
Yes, there are some of the same characters.
Okay,
but it's just more of learning.
They've been alive a long time, I guess.
Yes. Spoiler alert: blades are immortal, but you find that out pretty quickly.
Okay.
Yeah. And it comes out in September, which is kind of a problem. On one hand, it's really quick, but Spider-Man
and everything
everything else that just adds on to it.
Yeah, might take a while to get to that one, I imagine.
Yeah.
You might need a break from Xenoblade for a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah, get a break. Probably play Spider-Man first that time.
Yeah.
Plus, I just hopefully I'm done playing Octopath by then.
Yeah, I hope I'm done with Octopath, but we'll see. And it's Tomb Raider. I do really want to play Tomb Raider. So.
And Spyro comes out then. Probably the other stuff I'm forgetting.
There's something else I forgot.
Yeah, there are a lot of announcements. We'll put it all
Spyro.
Yeah, Spyro. Next thing, Reggie came out and talked about the Pokemans.
Papa Reggie.
Yep, talked about the Pokemans.
He did.
Show us through Kanto.
Did they show anything new? They are kind of zoned out.
Yes, they showed with the little Pokeball, you get Mew in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta pay up to catch them all.
Yep.
And
it's not easy.
And you have to buy it, I assume, because you can't breed in this game.
Yeah.
So you can't make copies.
Yeah.
Unless there's some other way, I don't know. So you have to buy it to collect them all.
Gotta shell out that money if you want to be the best there ever was.
And I won't go really into it, but I watched a little bit of the Treehouse things because, saying that why not? It was after Smash, and they went into a little bit. It's even more casual in ways than I thought it'd be. Going into the first gym, it's a rock type, so kind of like with Emerald.
Yeah.
And apparently the person who's at the door asks, hey, do you have a water or grass type? The types that are strong against them. You don't? Okay, go get one.
Jeff, it's not a game for you. I think that's been well established.
I know.
But if you want to see Jeff's full angry opinions, definitely go on our YouTube and look up our reaction video to that trailer.
Yep. So let's talk about something that was actually kind of exciting.
Yes.
Super Mario Party.
Yeah, that was kind of to me unexpected because I'm an idiot. but not. It's not surprising. It's not surprising.
Yeah, it's not surprising. I mean, if you're not, thinking Mario Party, unless it just came out, is one of those things that could just always show up at any time.
Yeah, it could always come.
You don't necessarily expect it unless, let's say, it's been 5 years or something.
Yeah.
But you're never surprised when you see it.
This looks like one of the first ones in a while where like it didn't have any dumb gimmick or dumb thing. It didn't have anything that turned me off.
The most okay, but there may be some gimmicks people say it, but the things I saw were it uses some motion controls, which I think is fine. One of them was
I'm sure some of the mini games and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, like I would honestly.
One thing that's cool is you're cooking steak on a frying pan. You were like flipping it and stuff. I guess trying to get it cooked well.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't like completely overuse that stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm
fine.
sure you'll have a good variety. But one of the ones that stood out was when the people on the table put 2 switches together, in handheld mode, and took the Joy-Cons off, put them together, and then you were in tanks trying to shoot each other, and you could go across the screens.
And they were like adjusting it on the fly. He was like, no, move it over a little bit more, I want more room, and it could like you could go from one switch to the other. I still want to know how that works exactly.
Yeah,
because like they were like they had it vertically and then they turned one horizontal. It looked like they could have it almost anywhere they wanted, and they knew where each other were.
This is one of those
really
I really want to see the Treehouse stream for.
Yes,
which it will definitely have and get some information.
Like later on this week,
it might have happened today. I'm not sure. I didn't really check.
Is there more Treehouse stuff?
Oh yeah,
later. Okay,
the next 2 days we'll have Treehouse stuff, so that's good. I'm hoping, as far as that goes, the whole 2 Switch things. I think Nintendo has done stuff for this before, where if one person has a copy, so you can do multiplayer, the other one can kind of jump in on the other Switch,
participate in the games. And
stuff without having to have another copy of the game.
That would be very big. That would be very big.
I think that would increase the chance of maybe us potentially.
Yeah, because it would be a lot. Like I don't know if we have friends. I think how many Switches do we have total amongst us now?
4.
We have 4 now.
2 that are actually get used sometimes.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't see all 4 of us buying it, but if that could happen or something, then we could be here one night or something and. Like, oh yeah, everyone bring your Switch, and it enhances Mario Party because we're able to do all these different things. Yeah, and everyone might be able to play on their Switch for. I don't know if you can play on your Switch for the whole thing or just like certain.
I'm not really sure how. I'm interested. Just learning how that works because obviously that mini game worked that way, but they showed playing on the TV.
Yeah,
I'm hoping. I'm kind of hoping for the sake of it being annoying, you don't have to undock and continually dock the Switch.
Yeah. Maybe it's just a mode, or it's just for certain games or something.
Yeah, maybe at the beginning because they said there were 80 mini games in there, which is a lot, and most of the ones they showed on there, just from the brief clips, look pretty good. Maybe there are a couple select ones that are handheld or TV mode only.
Yeah, and something like that. I mean, that would only work if you had multiple people with Switches. Like most of the people playing this are going to be multiple people playing on one Switch. Yeah. So that's
We will see. Oh yeah, I think I mentioned it comes out October 5th, so that's their October game.
Okay. I feel like this. I don't honestly know how much. I mean, I kind of like. I guess I don't know exactly what I'm talking about. Cause I said earlier that Mario Party is a big franchise. I honestly don't know how much Mario Party usually sells, but I feel like this one could. I feel like this one with the Switch hype and just the multiplayer aspect of the Switch. I feel like I could. And the game's coming out at a good time. I feel like for the most part, like there's Red Dead, but I don't think there's a big crossover. Like
it will be fine. Yeah. I think what also helps this, the same way we're talking, the series as a whole has sold roughly 42 million units.
That's hard to like really tell because there's been so many of them.
There are 10 games in total, so that's about an average of 4 million.
Okay, that's not bad.
I mean, there might be some, I think it's about...
I know that it's kind of like... I know the last few ones
it's a couple
have not
million...
been as popular. Yeah.
On average, and some of them play more and some of them have less, so...
Yeah.
Pretty good,
I mean, and at least me as a Switch user or whatever, I'm always looking for those fun party games to play on. I mean, that's just kind of like feels right. So.
And just the kind of thing, I want to see more impressions. The reaction from what I've seen so far reminds me of Mario Tennis, where the... Mario Tennis before Mario Tennis Aces, when it was first announced, people were immediately like, this looks bad, as they should have said.
People are saying that for this game?
No, the one before it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The Wii U one.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I was talking about for the tennis.
Okay,
I was getting that, like, immediately, like, this looks bad, and then when Aces came out, they were like, this looks good.
This almost feels like similar to that, this feels like the redemption of the last
exactly.
Mario
like,
Party.
people were instantly like, I don't know about this.
And it makes sense because this also, like, it hasn't been that long since the other Mario Party, right? I don't feel like it's been
2015 at the latest.
Yeah. So that almost similar to tennis. It almost seems like they're like, all right, hurry up, like make this other one and let's get this right. Like let's do this the way it's supposed to. So I want to see more, obviously, but again, I feel like every Mario Party, the last few, have every time I see it, there's been just something in it that just look dumb.
Yeah, that immediately throws you
Yeah,
off.
they
And this
immediately-
one, you were like, huh,
I was like,
that looks
okay.
neat.
Like, I was waiting for the other shoe to drop, and there was gonna be something stupid. But
Yeah.
it's like,
What
no.
I'll probably pay more attention to Treehouse stuff for any of these games. I'll send you the things like, hey, look at this for this.
Yeah, just vet through the treehouse for me because I'm not gonna have time to.
Yeah. And if there's any Fire Emblem Switch,
Oh,
which is
if
next,
there's Fire
I'm
Emblem.
sending it to your way immediately. I don't expect it necessarily.
Absolutely.
Actually, it might be. I don't know. They showed some games. It depends. They
Yeah,
might.
who knows? I could see a Fire Emblem Direct later this year though, where they want to show a lot of that stuff. But maybe they'll show a little bit.
I expect the Fire Emblem Direct next year. Because
I
it's
guess- I
spring
guess
next year.
How late in spring this comes out depends on that, but we'll see.
Yeah. We're getting a Smash Direct this year, that are we? But first, let's talk about Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Let's freaking
Coming
go,
out
boy.
spring 2019, and I saw in something else, it has 3 protagonists. 3 houses, that makes sense.
That's cool. That's cool.
So what would be dope?
So they're like almost like the somewhat three. Is it like 3 different storylines in a way, like the Fates was? I imagine it's not that serious, but
Okay,
because those are legitimately 3 different games, so I imagine it's not like that. But
I'm curious if it's because we don't know much, and some more information might come out. Definitely with something I'll try to look up later. Is it going to be like Radiant Dawn, where you switch around between 3 different people throughout the game, and then maybe they converge at some point or something?
that would be cool.
Or you select one at the beginning, go through the story, and then you can do another thing.
Yeah, I'm fine either way.
Yeah.
But like, I
And
definitely
good news,
wanna know.
and congrats, Dari. As far as we know, you won the bet for it being 1 game.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I hope,
that's
it's
one,
not, I hope it's not 3 games. Like right out the bat,
Yeah.
you know?
that's one of those bets. I'm glad you won.
Yes. But Jeff, this game looks good.
Yeah.
and like it looks good in ways that I wasn't even asking for. I didn't even like expect. Like obviously graphic like upgrade and everything, which I mean I guess the graphics
The,
could
the
could be
field
even
graphics
more,
one we saw could use a little
could
work.
be more, but it's still Fire Emblem. It's kind
It's
of
also still about a year away, so.
that is true, but I mean the drawings, the animation, the like cutscenes and stuff
Character designs.
looked very good, and it's just like kind of it's kind of the complete opposite of like us seeing what the first Pokemon Switch is. This looks like it's actually taking advantage of the fact that it's on this console and taking advantage of the fact that it's like coming to a new platform, and they're like, let's change up the formula some and let's add things, because like the layout of like the the grid layout and everything, there's a lot of different stuff going on.
When you attack with a unit or whatever they call it, there are a bunch of soldiers there,
Mm-hmm.
and there's some things like that might actually matter.
Yeah.
And different ways to use that. We're not sure about that yet.
It
Based on what we
looks
saw.
like I expected to still be mostly grid based, but it definitely looks like there's some other things going on, like the actual people around you.
No, I
impacting
definitely agree.
everything. Yeah.
Obviously, I talking about the people around you, like how that works mechanically.
Yeah,
We don't know that yet.
And I like that. Well, I like that this trailer showed that stuff, but didn't completely explain it, so it leaves you with like, oh, I want to know. Like I want to know about
even if
that.
it is not much, it's at least a good visual thing. The show is not just the main characters fighting out
That's
there.
what like this trailer was great because
Yeah.
of that. Like it knew that that's what you were looking for,
And
is for it to just be like the
Darby,
same Fire Emblem.
great thing, no pandering designs.
Yes. That's what I was talking about in like so many ways that I wasn't expecting, is like Fire Emblem is one of those, they're legitimately amazing games, and I would tell people they're amazing games, but I would always have to put that asterisk with like certain people who are not used to this stuff to be like, it's amazing RPG or whatever you would call it, but it has a bunch of kind of pandering fan service anime
also
stuff.
important to point out, Darius generally means with just the last 2.
Yeah.
Except
Yeah.
Echoes. I think that one was fine.
Okay.
from the
Wait,
designs I've seen.
Is that the
Fire Emblem 2 remake,
one?
yeah.
Okay.
I didn't really see any really.
That makes more sense then, because it's
Yeah.
technically like an older game that was.
Yeah, I think it's all
remade.
well too, which helps.
And I just assumed that was Fire Emblem from now on. Like that kind of became part of Fire Emblem's identity, which kind of made me sad, because it's a series that I love, and I love that gameplay so much.
Keep that stuff on Heroes.
Yeah. If you just like they developed a platform where they could shove all that stuff off, fine. That's fine by me. Whatever.
I'm also happy because you used the Pokemon comparison. I'm happy to see nothing that makes me think, oh, Hero's going to connect to this in some way.
Oh god. I mean, like, whatever. If it's like someone can get some costume, I don't care. But
Oh,
like,
no,
yeah,
no. No, I mean, like, if it
Yeah,
involves
I
the
know.
gameplay.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay, well,
But this, I was just gonna say. I mean, it looks like the story for what we know of is, obviously didn't see much here, but the story and the designs and everything, like, it looks a lot more historical looking. Like, it's not like actual history, but it looks more like real medieval knights and kind of like realistic models and everything, as opposed to let's just make this as anime as we can and scantily clad as we can just to get the fan service. And that would have been an easy move to make, but I feel like this looks like Fire Emblem becoming, for lack of a better word, a mature game, but like mature in a good way. Like, this seems like Fire Emblem growing up to me. And because I've loved this franchise so much, it feels pretty awesome to have like wrote it out for a while.
I
and seen
agree.
that.
And also, I'm interested to see what the extent of it is, but the walking around the castle thing,
Yeah,
it's one of those things like,
It's
okay,
huge.
they're doing some things there, yeah.
huge.
So-
If that's an actual thing.
What we're getting at, people, is whenever this game comes up in the news, we will be talking about it because it's now one of our most anticipated games, I assume.
Immediately one
Yeah.
of my most anticipated.
They did what they did. The only downside was the 2019 date.
Yes, I was expecting that this year. I really expected.
Yeah,
that this
I feel
year.
like that would have, for a lot of people, as far as the lack of Switch games, made up for it if Fire Emblem was December and then
would've
Smash
helped.
Bros. Like October and maybe move Mario Party to September.
Yeah,
That would have been the.
That sounds more like what I thought we were gonna get.
I agree.
But if it's still an amazing game,
Take all the time you need.
fine by me. Fine by me.
Okay, this next couple things probably get through quick. Fortnite was shown and Shadow dropped.
I should have put Shadow Drop on my bet, but I got the Fortnite. Whatever.
I was thinking about it later. I was like, I'm so glad I didn't put Shadow Drop. But
Which, I mean, that's gonna be a great place to play Fortnite.
I already got it downloaded.
No.
And next thing they announced Overcooked 2 for the very first time.
Heck yeah.
A sequel everyone's been wanting. I don't mean that's sarcastic at all.
Nope.
It looked crazier.
Yeah. I mean, it looks a lot like an Overcooked 1, just, the next evolution of it. It just looks like more Overcooked in the best possible way.
I don't know when exactly when we'll get it. I don't know.
They didn't put any. I don't think they put any released anything.
Oh no, they
on it,
did.
right?
It's August 7th.
Oh wait, yeah. Okay, sorry, they totally did.
I was just saying I didn't know if we'd get it right away or anything.
Yeah,
we still haven't
yeah,
finished
yeah.
one, so
I totally forgot about it. Yeah, that's not even that far away.
yeah,
I'm down.
yeah, that's good. Killer Queen Black, which I know a good many people are excited for.
Yeah, I'm gonna take everyone's word for it that this is something like that you should really be looking at. Like, just looking at that trailer, nothing jumped out to me, immediately. Like, because I think just hearing people talk about this was like just an arcade game.
It was
right?
the way I understood it was basically there were two arcade cabinets, like side by side with like 4 or 5 different control things on each thing, and
Yeah.
for each machine played against each other.
And you got like groups of people and split up your group and
Yeah, and I think the way it worked, which is kind of fun, the winners kept on being able to play without paying. Like,
Yeah,
you
I've heard that.
kept on going until you lost.
which is really cool. So I'll take everyone's word for
And
it.
it's
And I think you need to see like an extensive gameplay, or maybe even play this game to really get it.
I agree. Luckily, it's one of those things that I might just put links and stuff in the doc for you as far as interesting Treehouse stuff.
Here's your homework, Darby. Here's
Yeah.
all your treehouse stuff.
I assume they're going to play this at Treehouse.
Yeah.
So we'll actually see some real gameplay.
Definitely
And-
want to see how people think it feels on Switch versus arcade. 'Cause that's a pretty big jump,
True. And this is the first time I believe that it's on a console, which is
yeah,
part
I
of the
think
reason
so.
it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Now, you know what's also really exciting, Darby? They showed a Hollow Knight trailer.
They did.
And you know what ended it?
Shadow Drop.
I love them shadow drops.
It's literally probably finished downloading on my Switch.
I downloaded that
right
on Fortnite
now.
right away because
Right now. That's been
Why
a
not?
game I've been wanting to play for like over a year now, probably.
Yeah.
And I've wanted that Switch release. That's where I wanted to play it.
you got it.
And so I
You
got
didn't wake up knowing you were going to get that.
perfect Switch game. It kind of makes up for the fact that I'm not getting Ori this year. that I'm getting Hollow Knight right now.
From the
That
quick
makes it a
impressions
lot
I saw, it looks like it runs well.
Yeah, I would imagine it should.
I know, just a good thing to know.
Little
But yeah, I'm
ideas.
sure. Yeah, it makes you feel better about Ori.
Yes.
You got this, and then you'll
Got
feel your Metroidvania itch.
That itch. Which
Hopefully, Ori's not too far.
honestly, I haven't played a Metroidvania since Ori, and that was in 2015.
yeah.
Or I think I played it in 2016, early 2016.
No,
but-
I think we can make an agreement. Can we make the agreement here that Hollow Knight counts for Game of the Year talk for us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Screw it.
We didn't have access to PC last year, really.
No.
A good running one. So.
Yeah, I could play it now in this, but I would rather play it on
Yeah.
the go on my Switch.
So this the year comes out to us. Who cares?
Yep.
Okay, next thing. Octopath Traveler. Not really much. Just a quick little reminder. It's coming out.
Remind you,
And announcing of a new demo that comes out June 14th. So Thursday of each of the week.
right?
And the save data carries over to the full game.
Yes.
Which is important because I think it's one of those situations, because I've watched multiple people react to the react, including you. And most people have the same reactions like, I'm not going to play that, I'm just going to wait. And then they see the carry, I was like, okay.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I hope it's like the one that starts the game, because I don't want to play them out of order. Like, I don't want to play things out of order.
It's not a certain order. You picked the order.
Do you pick the? Oh, okay.
You're
Okay.
supposed to. I'm not sure how the demo works. I imagine that's the case.
Okay. I didn't know. I knew they were kind of separate, or at least at first, but I thought that there was a path to it.
Yeah.
I don't have any reason
So
to think that. But,
we're both picking Primrose, right?
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, there's not like you have to play all of them at some point, right? Or
I'm not sure, man.
okay. I mean,
They might have said it. I know things intersect or everything. I'm not really sure if you need to do like 8 playthroughs or how that works.
well, yeah, I'm playing as much of Primrose as they'll let me. So
I had no reason to look because I was in as the credits were rolls for that Primrose demo.
oh yeah, so you already had my
Yeah,
Alright.
they kind of had it before that, but that sealed it. Okay, then they had a montage with a bunch of games. We don't have to really go for that. There's only one thing I'm going to mention
okay.
because there was news that came afterwards. Really, the Splatoon Octo expansion.
Yeah.
They announced during the Splatoon tournament after the championship, I guess, that it comes out tomorrow, June 13th.
Which is crazy.
I don't know why they didn't just put it in there. I guess they wanted something for the.
The tournament.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't they
Well,
leave
that's-
they should have had something
Now
for Smash.
they need to stop all these shadow drops because now I'm running out of. I'm having too much to play.
Yeah. I know.
Unravel 2 came out.
yeah.
That's gonna be put on the back
I
burner.
was about to say, yeah, you've now downloaded Unravel 2 and Hollow.
I have not
and
downloaded
Hollow
that one,
Knight.
though.
Oh, okay.
I haven't bought it yet.
Are
I mean, I probably will just so go ahead and support the developer.
you gonna get the Splatoon one right away?
Why not? I mean, it's
It's
present.
not gonna drop in price.
It's a
so
it's Nintendo. It's in a digital thing.
It's not gonna do it. Yes.
Plus, I'm kind of playing a Metroidvania now and Owlboy, or that kind of thing. So I might just go Splatoon first. Might see,
Excellent.
or I might test a little Hollow Knight, see if I enjoy that more than Owlboy.
Yeah.
Owlboy's not 100% grabbing me, if I'm being honest. But that's a thing for another. I really like it though, but still.
Yeah. I mean, I know this is kind of blasphemy, but I played some more Celeste. Amazing game, and I'm gonna keep playing it. But I think Hollow Knight was a little more my speed. And so I think that
well,
I'll
Darby-
probably play Hollow Knight and beat it before I like.
Darby,
do much
that's
myself.
fine. From what I know of Hollow Knight, you're talking up to 9+
Yes,
games.
it's not like yeah, exactly.
That are very similar. We're kind of different, but that's fine.
I mean, yeah. Well, thank you, Jeff. You know, I really wanted to make sure you were okay with that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
To pass that by you
Yeah,
first.
good.
You know,
You're learning. Okay, final thing. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate officially
let's
revealed.
just go. Let's just go. You're right. This might be our longest one. 'Cause we're already at 30 minutes, and we just got to Smash.
No, yeah.
They're all back, Jeff.
Every single
We
character
like
is
spent so
back.
much time like in these podcasts and stuff worrying about
Some you will never hear.
yeah.
No
some-
point in
some-
putting those out now.
So we never hear. I'm so sorry. About like we kind of want a new Smash, but at the same time, Smash for Wii was like so perfect and had so many characters that we're gonna lose some characters, and that's automatically gonna make this kind of a bummer. And we're gonna
Bittersweet.
we're gonna have to keep playing the Wii U one because it has Cloud and this one won't or whatever. Nope. Turns out Nintendo basically gave you both. They
Yep.
gave you like the best possible thing you can have. Every single character that's ever been in a Smash Bros. Game ever is in this game. Like including Snake, including Cloud, including Ryu, including like Pichu.
Yeah, Pichu
and like Wolf.
We have 3 links.
3 links. Like there's like screw it. Who cares anymore? This is just fun.
I mean,
And we're getting new characters. It's not like that would honestly be enough, and I would be happy.
yeah.
And then on top of that, Daisy, cool clone or whatever, but Ridley
Ridley's
in the
finally
game, and the game comes out in December, so we have to be getting more characters.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was kind of a bummer. I was kind of hoping we get one after the Smash tournament.
Yeah, I was too.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I could see it, but I'm not 100% sure. I might have just misunderstood, or it could just been hype clouding my judgment. But in the Treehouse right after Direct, Bill Trinen was there, and he said something that sounded to me like it could be more character updates throughout the E3, which is not unheard of because that happened the last 2 times because when the Smash Wii U was first shown, they announced Villager and Mega Man on the announcement trailer. Then the next day announced Wii Fit Trainer. Then in 2014 announced Meat Fighters and Palutena. Then that night in some shady backdoor thing announced Pac-Man.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I feel like we're only gonna get like one more new one this week.
Oh no, yeah, I agree, and that's fine.
But I mean, yeah, it'd be fine either way. And on top of that, they kind of, again, this trailer just went nerdy into Smash Bros. It went like
not even a trailer.
so deep to the point where it's like we're just gonna go character to character. They went character to character to like reveal it.
Yeah,
and like I knew what they were doing. I didn't know how far they were going.
Yeah.
But when they were going character to character, I was like, oh, they're gonna build up and show you we're keeping all the old ones from Wii U. And I was like, yes, Nintendo. I was like, I'll watch you slowly go through these characters. Like, I'm perfectly okay with this. I'm on this train.
it just feels so good.
And then it just like the train got to the station and then just plowed straight through it.
The way it really escalated, it started slow with Mario and Donkey Kong and Link and all that stuff. Then at some point, Ryu showed up, and you and everyone I've seen react were me like, does it mean Cloud?
This means Cloud.
Where's
This
Cloud?
has to mean Cloud.
Then literally like 2 characters later, Cloud shows up.
And I'm just like...
And then right after that, Snake.
And that's
Which
someone
is,
I have to go look at everyone's reaction, and like Nintendo did that perfectly. So you get like the first like realization, then the holy crap, Cloud's in there, and then the one that you never saw coming.
And then Snake, and it says, well, pretty much saying everyone's in, and then it went to Pichu, Young Link, and then Wolf, and
And,
they revealed Ice Climbers pretty early, which fine because everyone expected them back.
Expected that, yeah. It was like the levels of like it was all the different like surprises by levels of how surprising.
Yeah,
they
and
are.
then they kept
just started with.
And I can't remember the exact one. I think like Shulk and Corrin were close to the end, which is perfect for that because they were 2 of the more questionable ones.
Yeah. Especially when we like saw it the second time we were watching Kind of Funny's reactions. When I saw Corrin, I was like, oh yeah.
Corrin?
I was like, oh yeah. God, we have so many Fire Emblem characters and just so many characters. Period.
I mean, Fire Emblem's a great series.
You won't see me complain. And on top of that, look like so many old stages back.
There's a Game Explained video of all 66. You want to watch that after this?
Yeah. Or what if they came out and they're like, all stages, every stage that's ever been in the Smash Bros. Game.
But what's also which is also fun when they're going through character by character is the changes to some characters just from the way they looked. We already knew that Link was the Breath of the Wild Tunic Link, which fine, and he had a change in moves a little bit.
Yeah, at least the bomb thing.
At least the bombs in the final Smash.
Yeah,
there could be more. I don't think they showed everything that changed for all those characters in there.
Probably not. Yeah.
So that's exciting anyway. And they showed Ganondorf is Ocarina of Time Ganondorf, which is hype, and he uses swords.
Yes.
At least for his smash attacks.
So his moveset could be completely different. I mean, like, who knows?
We'll be able to. We're gonna get impressions of that because he was playable in that demo in the tournament and stuff.
Yeah. So we should probably look at some of that.
Yeah. Well, you'll know the extent pretty quickly. And Zelda's Link Between Worlds Zelda, which is hype because I love that game. Yes. And it's one of my favorite Zelda designs.
Like you said earlier, it's like they're representing multiple different eras of Zelda and multiple different games through Link, Zelda, and
I'm trying to think, and even the other Links, because none of them really represent the same game, because Young Link more represents Majora's Mask. And then Ganondorf, Ocarina of Time, like Between Worlds, Breath of the Wild, Wind Waker. So
obviously,
and well, I guess maybe Sheik kind of ruins that. But for the most part, I just really like
At
that.
least
As
you're
a
getting
big
like
Zelda
a
fan.
variety. It's
Yeah.
not like it's all Breath of the Wild or all
or-
Twilight Princess. Or
yeah,
all, yeah.
yeah, trying to shoehorn the Twilight Princess designs on them.
Yeah.
Though they're only gonna do that with Sheik, whatever.
Mm.
Yeah, and I kind of like the reasoning for Sakurai for the non Breath of the Wild Zelda. It's like, yeah, she's more of a bookworm, so
She's
you're
not
getting
supposed
this
to
one.
be a fighter
Yeah.
and everything.
So we're giving you this one.
And it's like that's the obvious choice and probably the choice that more people would recognize. But I like that they're throwing you a bone with that.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like, well, I mean, and a design that's different and obviously Zelda.
Yeah.
Which is hype.
Yep, I like it.
Trying to think of other crazy things that were.
It's like we're gonna be. I want to go watch this again, like right now.
Yeah. Oh, Ike has both designs from Brawl and his Wii U, so the Path of Radiant Dawn designs, which
Which is cool.
give me that stuff.
Every little bit.
Pikachu has Pikachu Libre and the female.
Yeah, the female
parts.
Pikachu. and stuff.
Pokemon Trainer is back. Charizard's, I guess, got downgraded depending how you look at it.
Yeah.
And it's a female Pokemon Trainer, which is awesome.
Yep.
Because that's one of those things. Why not do that?
Yeah.
And
no reason not to.
the best thing about Pokemon Trainer, they took away that stupid stamina
Yeah.
mechanic.
Yeah.
I understand it from a whole representing the series type thing.
But it's just
That's
not
what-
fun.
Yeah.
It's not a fun mechanic.
So-
It's
You can main Squirtle, Ivysaur, Charizard if you want. I guess the only downside is you don't have a down B.
yeah. Yeah.
Assuming that's the
Yeah.
input again. I imagine it is.
But I guess for the most part, it's almost like they're three different characters.
And if you count those individual characters, we might have like 10 Pokemon characters, which is fine considering how much more popular it is than everything else.
so it's Pokemon v Mario v Fire,
Fire
Emblem,
Emblem
with,
v-
with friends.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, those are three of my favorite series. Darby Cloud is back.
But Cloud, that was like honestly that cannot be overstated for me
And-
because
and
that
Darby,
was
you
I,
can
I
go-
was telling Jeff I was like this game could have like every other character back and all these new characters and everything in the world, but if it doesn't have Cloud, I'm still gonna have to like go back to that one every now and then. I'm gonna have to like get in the rotation, but my boy is
We
back.
can put the Wii U to bed for the most part,
can.
unless I want to bring out a singular.
The Wii
single
U
player.
was really sad about this press conference because might have been filing nail in its
I mean,
coffin.
well, good news is unless we want to play Rumbo,
Yeah.
for multiplayer reasons, starting December, we'll have no reason to bring it out. It is what it is.
There's
And-
probably a lot more Wii U's getting used like tonight
Yeah.
because of everyone's hyped.
Yeah.
Going to play Smash Bros.
Trying to think of any other crazy things. Oh yeah. I think at this point we're just gonna keep on talking and whatever comes to mind.
Yeah, man.
Bomberman's an assist trophy.
Yeah, which it's sad.
That was the-
to just completely like it takes away any chance of him being a.
Yeah, that was the biggest bummer of
Yeah.
that whole thing. It's like, Bomber is a playable character.
like you had him.
But I might be looking at this the wrong way. That gives me more confidence that Simon Belmont is going to be a playable character.
It feels
Because
like
they're playing ball with Konami.
it feels like there should be a character. I mean, I guess they have Snake as the character, but
As far as third party, I guess depending, I wouldn't mind if they just. I'm trying to think. 5 third party companies are right now represented. Some Sega, Square, Capcom,
and Konami, and,
Konami, and Bandai Namco.
right?
I would love it if for third party we just got one from the other 3 that don't have 2 at the moment. So we have 2 from all 5 of those companies.
That'd be crazy.
Because honestly,
So another Square rep.
yeah, I
that'd be
mean,
exciting.
another Konami rep being Simon, and Namco has lesser known characters compared,
Dragon Quest.
or Sora, or
Yeah,
if they want to go more obscure, Chrono Trigger. They have, I mean, Square has
that'd be cool.
Square would have no problem finding
All
a
of those
rep.
would be cool.
Konami, if Konami's getting another rep, especially since Bomberman's an assist trophy, it's going to be Simon
It
Belmont.
seems like it. Seems
And-
like it has to be.
Bandai Namco, even though I don't think the second character will be as big as a lot of those, it has plenty of characters that it could use.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
A lot it could use.
So, and honestly, there are other companies they could use, but no other third party company I think on top of my head stands out like them.
Again, Todd Howard walks out.
Yeah. So that's what I would like.
We're bringing the Doom guy. Slaughters.
Something we
everyone.
have not talked about either, and it's kind of like getting a new character. We saw the Inkling for the first time,
Yes.
so that's exciting as a new
See
character.
them in action. See the different guns they're using and everything. I
Yep.
want to see it from. I was telling Jeff, like, I want to see it from more of an outside angle because like they were shooting, but I was like, I want to see how far it's shooting. I want to see Inkling in action more. Which maybe they did in the tournament, I just didn't pay attention. But
they were in there. I think I saw the guy who drafted Inkling got out pretty early.
there you go.
Or at least right after we started watching. I'm sure there are other channels, but this one I know. I think I saw Game Explain. Of course, they're posting videos of this because they're Nintendo channel and Smash.
Yes.
They're all hyped as hell. Can't wait to hear that discussion. But I know I saw at least one video. They had the 4 people that they were playing. One of them was Inkling for sure.
Okay.
So, Game Explain will at least have Inkling
Because
gameplay.
even though it's not my type of character, I want Inkling to be a more ranged heavy character because I feel like that would be different. I feel like that's not something that Smash has a lot of. Like I feel like there's a lot of sword people and punching people. There's a lot of like close range, kind of hard hitting people. I want them to be a little more technical, maybe harder to use, and kind of like, I mean, again, we're going to be the only people to ever say this, but one of the things I always liked so much more about All-Stars, PlayStation All-Stars, than Smash, I know that sentence already is blasphemy to so many people, was that I felt like it's weird, like maybe not moveset wise, but just style of character wise. I feel like there was more variety there. Like, I feel like more of those characters you had to play completely differently, or like, you know, me playing Sly was completely, the strategies changed a lot.
Playing Slides, have been playing like Kratos, to playing against like
and
a Cole.
that happens in Smash, but I think less. And part of it is because of the supers and stuff. It's just they're different games because, contrary to popular belief, they're not really like the same game. It's like, I mean, like, you cannot play them the same way, and
they're like platform mascot fighter things.
Well, in the same way that, like, you know, there's I don't think in Smash Bros. There's the same like gulf from like Radic and the fact that he could do that like all the way across sniper thing to like Cole or like one of the like. There's not that much of a difference, so like I would hope Inkling could be like kind of a different.
They used the wrong second character, Radic and Parappa.
There you go.
Or Hyachi.
I know. I was just trying to pull someone, but you're right.
We have to play that game.
I want to play it again.
Okay.
I want to play it again. It's a good game.
But based on what we saw, the English moveset, I am hard to tell exactly what the button and directions are for.
Yeah.
But it looks to be similar to what I was thinking. Like, you remember?
I'm sure the down B is the roller. That makes sense. Or like,
I was
the
thinking
side B.
Because
that's more
because you can continue rolling.
Yeah.
I guess to be run that ink, which I love that.
Yes, and the fact that you can go down the ink, like it doesn't seem like, I don't know if you can move in the ink, but you can go down.
I don't know if
you
you can, and I'm not completely sure if you need to be in the ink for it to recharge, or you just need to go down.
It might be, yeah.
Yeah, because the way the crazy state is, you may not have access to be able to refill your ink, and that would just suck.
Get weird, yeah.
Yeah, so I got a feeling you just got to go down and just
probably.
Yeah,
but at least on a visual standpoint, when Inkling's in the game, there's
I love the ink just stays on there. I mean, I'll
great.
plug away something. Yeah, it's great, and
like that would kind of suck if it was just like she sprays ink, but it doesn't like nothing happens. So that's not Splatoon.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what Inkling like is. The splatter side her normal B, or is it the A?
Yeah,
or regular A.
I would think that the shooting would be the B. Like that seems like a special move. Like, but I don't know what her A is. Then, like, I don't know if she just punches or something. Like, I'm getting those right. Like, B is the special, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know Nintendo button controls. So blah, blah, blah.
And also something is like, of course, that's what they use. The up B is obviously squid jump, as it should be. So.
Yeah. And just all the different costumes. It's not just
colors,
those two. It's like, it looks really cool.
And each one of them have their own squid color, ink color.
Oh yeah, and that's awesome. Like
we're gonna have to do that.
They show like one of those stages, and there's just like everyone was.
It looks like a Splatoon match.
It looks crazy. It looks awesome. Was that a Splatoon map there?
Yeah, okay. The one crazy
I thought it was
the ramps.
I only saw it once, and it was fast, and I was just looking at everything.
Yeah.
But I figured it was.
I'm surprised they're going. I'm trying to remember Moray Tower. I'm surprised that's the one they picked because it's not the most iconic per se. But I am happy because the other obvious ones are a lot more iconic for Splatoon. That one's a lot more interesting. It stands out
Yeah,
with the ramps.
and the vertical
Yeah.
aspect of it.
Yeah.
I like vertical stages sometimes. I'm like when
Well, the
not
good news,
moving vertical.
I would say, good thing is this won't be a moving one.
Yeah, moving.
And it's
that-
like there are
that's
like
nice.
no stage hazards or anything, so
That's cool.
I think that one will enjoy.
Yes, and Breath of the Wild stage.
Yes.
With the tower. I hope like just give me 2 Breath of the Wild things. I'm fine with that. Or there's going to be an Odyssey.
Yeah, I
There's
mentioned it when I
gonna
referred
be-
with Darby.
They have to save some things for the future.
Oh, no,
Like,
I
there's
agree.
gonna be one of those.
Yeah. It makes more sense to do Breath of the Wild because Link is designed after the one.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mario and Odyssey, the wedding outfit.
Yep. That is cool.
And the Builder one.
Unfortunately, not really many like cappy moves, but
No,
like me and you were saying,
there,
there's,
there are
like,
no cappy moves. It's just he'll
it's
just
hard.
his
It'll be
eyes.
hard.
No, I agree. The most thing I can think of where Cappy, because the Cappy's whole thing is taking over things,
Yeah.
is throwing it with a side B, which sounds lame.
And if you possess them, it's too Kirby like. It's like
No,
yeah.
no, that'd be worse because you're possessing them.
Yeah, it'd be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe they could. What did they show his Smash?
Final
Mario's.
Sm- They
If
didn't.
they didn't, then maybe that's related to Odyssey somehow.
It might be, yeah, because there were a.
I feel like his has changed with every game. Am I wrong with that?
No, it's been the same both times.
Really?
Yeah, it's been the Super Fireball.
Okay.
During the presentation they did show a good many that had changed, but when we saw with Snake, they didn't. We watched some of the tournament and Snake's Final Smash was different,
Yeah.
so they didn't show all of them in the presentation that changed. And I guess on one hand, it might be weird if they didn't show Mario, especially involve Cappy. At the same time, they showed a good bit for Mario, so maybe like, okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
Let people see that from their zone.
Yeah.
Hide some surprises in the demo.
Yeah. There was some of those characters, like they went to almost every single character, but some of them they were like, they look different. Moving on. Like,
Yeah.
You know, so
They don't want to spend too long on it,
Some of
going
those
through
are-
every little thing.
yeah.
Because we didn't see like Chico Corn or Duck Hunt in that. So
Yeah. Kind of forgot about Duck Hunt.
we didn't
I
really
love it.
see Duck Hunt much. It's one of those things like I kind of saw him like, oh yeah, we're getting him a character. Good.
I love that he's still in there. Like
People wanted him out, Darby.
those
People are horrible.
They're horrible people. He is a good boy.
Yeah. It still feels weird we got Daisy though.
Again, it feels overdue. Just it's so easy to do, and it's
No,
just
yeah,
like,
it's
it's
a little-
like, whatever.
Yeah, it's like the
it'll
most.
make people happy, and it takes no effort.
Yeah, it's like the most obvious one for the new Echo character class, I guess.
Which I love. They're just like straight up calling out the fact that these are clone characters.
Well, they're not for all of them. They're just it's his own thing of yes, these are the straight up clones. Because Dr. Mario was
I know,
one
but like
wolf.
these have always been a thing, but just the fact that they're even labeling it now and being like,
Okay, Dar-
yes, we clone characters.
Okay, Dario, I'm gonna say this now. I don't know if I got the right. Is it Echo characters? I feel like Echo's right, but
Yeah, it was
okay.
Echo.
I feel like when we're probably gonna do a Smash Cast at some point.
Yeah.
One thing we need to think about: what Echo characters do we may want? Not saying we do it now. It's something we think about
Yeah.
for later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could definitely be some second Slippy the Frog. Totally kidding.
We haven't. We mentioned it. We haven't really talked about Ridley.
No, whether
the
Ridley's actually
the
in
only
game,
fully
brand-
new, yeah,
brand new character. Yeah, I mean,
original
yeah.
character. That trailer though, brutal.
Freaking kills Mario.
I wonder how many people didn't know it was Ridley like right away.
I'm sure there were people,
Yeah.
but it was like, honestly, it was as soon as it was like, this looks like a very sci-fi setting. It's like,
Yep.
all right, it was Ridley.
Yeah, and then I
It's like-
think I saw for some people the moment they saw Samus was in front, taking a step, like
It's Ridley. It's Ridley.
at that point.
And then Simon Belmont swips.
Yeah, I always figured that if they're, and obviously that's a wholly new first party character, is probably going to be Ridley if they had him in this game because he's by far the most requested one.
Yeah, it's one of the more obvious choices.
Yeah, get people hyped for the new game now. So I'm like, okay, here's the most requested first party character.
And it's like Metroid's back, baby. So it's like it's been,
That is also very good. Oh, and I also love that one of his costumes or skins or whatever is going to be Mecha Ridley.
I didn't know that. I didn't
Yeah,
see that.
it was in the trailer.
Okay, I didn't see that.
I love stuff like that.
That's awesome.
And he looks pretty badass.
Oh yeah, he looks awesome. He's small.
Yeah.
He's small. They
Compared
did shrink. We were wondering, is he too big?
Yeah.
Turns out he is too big. You just make him smaller.
Yeah, I think the whole thing they're trying to figure out is how to get dimensions exactly right and things
Yeah.
with the tail and everything.
Yeah, it is a little weird seeing him as small as he is, but who
Yeah.
cares? It's like whatever.
Yeah, whatever. That's not. Yeah, I was never against Ridley, especially for that reason. It's like this is
They could
apparently the
figure it
reason. So
out.
yeah,
I mean, I think in like in the Zelda games, I think Ganon looks taller than he does in Smash Bros. It's just
Yeah.
some of these things. He
I
does.
feel like Ganon's one of those that
Bowser,
ranges.
Bowser was definitely bigger in like Odyssey than he is in Smash Bros.
And Bowser's fine because he ranges from a little bigger than Mario
He
to
towering
yeah.
like 5 times his size.
yeah, like 4-story building or something. Yeah,
Bowser
he's ranged big time.
He fluctuates a lot.
Yeah, nah, it was about time for Ridley.
It was.
It's
It
about
was.
time for another Metroid route.
And it's just like Ridley's kind of obvious is not that much of a surprise. It's awesome, but it's not
Yeah.
that much of a surprise. But that excites me. That it's like, okay, get that out of the way here. Not it's a bad thing, but get out the like not surprising ones. So from now to December, it's like, let's go, boys. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I saw
Like,
some people thinking that
shock
this is it for the roster. I'm like,
I mean, I could see a world where that would be the case, but the fact that it's coming out in December, like, I'm just saying, like, this roster feels like it could be full because it's absurd.
Oh, yeah.
This roster
No, I
is
agree with you,
crazy.
but-
And because I feel like this still is, like, half or a fourth a port. Like, I feel like this is still semi-port, semi-new game, semi-just, like, the definitive Smash.
yeah, I agree.
So,
I agree with you.
I don't think there'll be like as many new characters for
Oh, no,
this as
I'm
there's
talking
been in the
about
past.
maybe
Like,
realistically, let's say 5 or 6 brand new non-Echo characters.
that's about what that's
Yeah,
what
but I feel like if it was like Ridley was the only other newcomer other than Inkling, they would have been Sakurai would have, he said, with our main focus is to bring back every single character, and he did all the balancing, rebalancing, and changed them. Like that's a lot of work, so I'm okay with him making that the main focus. But he said, so don't expect too many more characters, really. But I feel like if it was, he would have said this is the only other new characters, and I think he would have flat out said it.
maybe, but yeah. I mean, I think the game would be coming out sooner if this was the only cast.
All right, and that too. Like I feel like he would say that though, just because at this point he knows.
yeah.
Like,
But yeah, so I would expect not as many new characters as a normal Smash game, but I think we have a few more surprises. So.
as we'll get a third party or two.
And I'm imagining we haven't gotten a new third party yet, so it's coming.
Yeah, they're talking to these companies. So, sorry, we can talk about this for hours, and there's more we can talk about.
We absolutely could.
But I'm forgetting a good bit of the stuff that's going there, so let's I guess
Close it here. It's not. This is gonna be far from the
We
last
will
time
be doing
talked
Smash
about.
Cast, Ari. We're doing it.
We need to do it.
We
We
have
need to
stuff.
figure out what we want to do for that.
Oh yeah, I don't know if it's mean anything, but I looked at the new Smash site. It did have an update thing, so I don't know.
Wait, what?
It had like an updates tab, so
Oh.
I can dream. Probably not. I can dream though.
All right.
No,
well,
I imagine if there are already 66 stages confirmed in the footage we have.
whenever you say it out loud, we have like 69 characters, 60 something stages.
I guess I will say the only, as far as we've seen, downside of the Smash footage is we don't have that many new stages.
Yeah.
I would say that's the only downside, and might be the.
But I mean, like, if you're just talking about like the Wii U Smash, we have a lot of new stages. We have a lot of the ones that were left out of that one.
Yeah.
Like either just on the Wii U or just on, and like we have to have Cornelia back.
I feel like that's going to be the most ammunition for the whole this is a port crowd.
Well, I think this is slightly a port, and I'm not saying that in a bad way.
Oh, no,
Like,
no.
This is like,
I'm talking about people who are like, this is pretty much a full port with little updates.
yeah. Which,
I take this more
I mean,
as.
I was the one shouting here, like, I'm perfectly fine if you literally just dropped the Wii U game onto Switch. I would have still been happy, so this is just gravy, you know?
Sorry, we can play that game we just saw on the go. With it not looking quite that good, but close. I mean, Smash 3DS didn't look as good, but it looked pretty good and ran
And
good.
then now it's on, like, a bona fide system. It's gonna be awesome. All right, Jeff, we've been ending all of these with trying to...
So
We've been kind of reading, and then we started ranking. I like doing both. I'm going to start ranking first.
okay.
Defi-
Or we can. I guess this will lead to it. Talking about the more overall thing.
Yes. I'm struck because... I'll tell you where I'm... I know where... You probably know where I'm between. I'm between 2 and 3. Between 2 and 3 because while Sony's we are for right now. If you didn't know it, right now it's Microsoft. So like at least for me, Microsoft, Sony, then probably Ubisoft.
Well, definitely after
Ubisoft, Bethesda, Square, EA, probably. E3's presentation was a hot mess. It was a hot mess for at least the first bit of it. I said Sony, right? Yeah, Sony.
I wasn't sure what you meant at that time.
I meant, yeah, Sony's presentation of their show was a hot mess, but the games they showed were phenomenal, and that I feel like that's one of the most important things. This Nintendo thing got me more hyped, but it was just like one Smash thing. So I'm like, tell me why. Like, you can help me. Like, tell me why I should put Nintendo over it when Sony had The Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima and Spider-Man. And
okay, you could look at it this way. Let's see. You had problems or weren't completely bought into the big four for Sony.
yeah, sure.
Besides The Last of Us, of course.
Yeah.
I think that was the only one you had no qualms, issues, or anything with.
It would still be my game of show.
Yeah. The other announcements, most of them, if I remember right, you weren't. You thought they were really cool and you understood the hype behind them, but they weren't necessarily your thing.
No.
Smash, and if you remember our top 10 thing, you rated pretty high when you talk games of all time, and this just seems to be a bigger, better version of that game. You got a blowout of information, and it's coming this year. And you got a new Fire Emblem. I mean, we knew it was coming, but this is basically announcing it.
Yeah.
And you're getting that before The Last of Us as well.
And it looks way better than I ever imagined.
Yeah. So, and I got to imagine both those games rank above everything except for maybe Last of Us for you from the Sony conference.
Probably.
And you got a Hollow Knight Shadow Drop.
And the Hollow Knight. All right, fine.
These are personal rankings.
These are personal rankings. I mean, because I still stand by in the like grand scheme of things, this was not the best move for Nintendo. It was to win Darby's heart.
Yeah.
But I don't think this was the best move for them for E3. I don't think it's a horrible thing. I don't think they're going to pay for it.
I think people are. I hate to do the whole in Nintendo's case thing, but because they do the whole thing different with all the different directs, I don't think they need as much stuff to be satisfying.
No,
that might be a bad way to look at it.
But I mean, it is a messaging problem when people are expecting one thing and you don't deliver that thing, and people expect at E3 to more or whatever, and that thing that's changing. And like it would be a little different if I felt like. I mean, this year was never gonna. 2018 for Nintendo was never gonna be 2017. We all knew that. No. But I do think for the most part, 2018 has been a little worse than I thought when it comes to Switch games. Like pulling out the Hollow Knight, I said like this is the first time I've pulled out the Switch in a while, and I think I've heard a lot of people saying that too. They're like, "Oh yeah, my Switch is kind of collecting dust right now," and I'm just saying that's you know. If they had games coming out or whatever, it'd be like, okay, Smash, only Smash. This is what this is. But it worries me a little because there's not everything around it. I think they're gonna get there.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be fine. But
my response potentially with that would be, they're getting more third parties this year. What the hell, Philip? I know it's not the level as Microsoft and Sony, but it was never going to be that case. Anyone who thought otherwise is bad.
No, they've still been getting indies, but I even feel like. Well, I don't think that's slowed down. I think it's getting their store is getting absurd. Like it's starting to become a mess of shovelware again, which is going to hurt them. It's going to.
They have revised the store recently, so it should be better. Okay. Probably won't be perfect, but
yeah.
And while I agree the overall games they haven't released as much, and I don't think anyone expected games to the level of Super Mario Odyssey and Zelda Breath of the Wild. You can potentially argue coming out with as much content as far as exclusive stuff.
Yeah.
Just in the grand scheme of things, it just might be those aren't as wide appealing. We got Octopath Traveler next month, and we have what are substantial DLC / expansions for Splatoon 2, Mario plus Rabbids, and Xenoblade Chronicles.
And tennis is one of those milestones. Like I think that game looks like the quality
Kirby,
that you're.
And they had those ports. I know those are ports, but as we've seen, those sell well. So
yeah, they do.
I don't think it's Doom is. I understand wanting another another big AAA game.
Wolfenstein's not out yet.
Yeah, it comes out in 2 weeks though.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think Yoshi hurts.
Yeah,
Not having Yoshi in 2018 hurts, but Mario Party helps a lot. The fact, I mean, Smash Bros. Just this winter will kind of make up for anything for most people.
Here's the thing, though. I feel like people may look more down on this because the Pokemon game's a Pokemon game. And I get these games don't appeal to everyone, but that's 3 months in a row that we know of exclusive content of Mario Party, Pokemon, and Smash.
They're all gonna sell, like varying degrees, but I think they're all gonna sell well. So
Smash and Pokemon are guaranteed to sell gangbusters. The Mario Party is a little more of an issue, but if the sales data we have from Nintendo's any indication, this should sell well.
Yes.
Especially if it's like Mario Tennis Aces and is an improvement over the last couple games from the series.
All right, so where's the Nintendo conference rank for you, Jeff?
So did you put it at definitively 2?
Definitively 2.
Now, one thing that's different for me and you for Sony is my love for Kingdom Hearts.
This is true. Like you probably weren't used to watching a conference and not seeing Kingdom Hearts anymore. So this must have been really hard for you.
I kind of expected it. That Megaton drop that it's going to be on Switch.
Would have been pretty hype.
And now it's another new world.
Yep.
Let's see. I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean,
so is your head? So whenever you were like starting to question this, I thought you were questioning putting it over Microsoft.
Oh,
okay.
No,
so
no.
You haven't completely lost your mind.
No, as a whole, that was never a question. Microsoft is definitively the best conference, unless you're kind of funny and you have it third. It's hard to tell. Yeah, it's one of those things. Kind of the same thing with Sony. Obviously, Last of Us is great. I enjoy Spider-Man definitely more than you guys did. I enjoy Ghost of Tsushima and Death Stranding, but not as much as the other two necessarily.
Yeah.
Like Kingdom Hearts,
Certainly.
And I guess some of the other games I enjoy more. You
got really hyped with Resident Evil 2 also.
Yeah, and it's a small thing, but that Trover Saves the Universe game.
Yes,
that's just a dumb VR thing. And they also added in the whole other VR stuff.
From the pre-show thing you're talking about?
Yeah, pre-show thing and the From Soft thing afterwards.
Yeah.
You know what? This is going to be really weird. I'm going to put Nintendo at the...
So I rank Nintendo higher than Jeff.
Smash is number 1, though.
And I'm the one that came into this discussion saying that this was not a great press conference for Nintendo, but I loved it. So it's ironic, but...
Yeah, wow. That's a weird thing. Smash Bros. Is number 1, though. In my heart.
It's number 2 in my heart. But I think we're doing all that in our post episode of
not saying it's gonna be my number 1 game, but I can't, as far as an individual game, you can't beat that with hype.
Completely.
Plus Fire Emblem helps, and probably these little announcements fine. Obviously I have, and this is strange, I had Xenoblade also for Nintendo. I don't know. It's a weird thing.
As a conference, I'd probably rank it like a 7 out of 10 because I feel like it missed things. Yeah. Because just the focus on Smash Bros. But that Smash Bros. Was amazing. So.
I would.
All right, last thing, then we need to get out of here.
Okay. Personally, put it. Let's say the whole at 7.5, and then I'll agree objectively with your 7. Because while I agree with you about the whole, if you're not into Smash Bros, it's not for you, but a lot of people into Smash Bros, especially Nintendo fans that are watching this stuff, so.
Yeah, I mean, there's still so many people like us. Like, we're not like a small group who are into Smash
I was surprised to see the amount of people that are watching Nintendo Direct that were not Smash fans.
Yeah.
A lot of people made that clear, that they did not care about Smash and think it's awful.
I mean, that would have been a pretty boring Direct if you didn't care about Smash. Yeah. But start caring about Smash. What are you doing? Who are you? Who are you? Okay.
Go play your Pokemon. Let's go.
Thank you guys so much for watching and for watching all of our E3 stuff or whatever you watch, because this is pretty much it for our E3 reactions and everything, aside from we're going to have a post episode whenever we can get Will back on.
Talking about whatever news was outside of these conferences and I guess just our... whatever awards or whatever and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're talking about our
we want to talk
favorite
about.
games, whatever. Like, just,
random
post more them on E3, and we'll tally up and announce who won the predictions betting.
I already
thing
have an
this
idea.
time. And we will see. Is William Outlaw dethroned, or did he hold on to his crown? You'll have to wait and find out. All right.
Find out next time.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank y'all.
Goodbye.
I knew that'd be the longest.
It's pretty long.